Every day, hundreds of people feel depressed and very, very much alone. People who need to know there's more to life than last week's laundry or this evening's meal. They need to know of Christ and the peace only His love can bring their lives. Fortunately, for people in southern Mexico and the country of Belize, their chances of hearing about Christ and His love are increasing, and I'm really excited about it. He's becoming much more personal in many of their lives, all because of a growing group of missionary-minded lay people known as Mission Projects Incorporated. Hello, I'm Mark Finley, speaker and director of the It Is Written telecast. Each week in our telecast, we try and encourage our viewers to seek out Christ's healing love firsthand. And my heart thrills with the stories we receive each week of new hope springing up in the hearts of unbelievers. But most lay people are not televangelists. They're searching for other ways to share Christ's love. In addition to witnessing to their friends and neighbors, many lay people are now finding opportunities for foreign missions extremely rewarding. Many lay people are interested in more adventuresome ways of reaching people. They want to be missionaries for a short while. They want to serve outside the United States. I know you've probably had some similar thoughts and feelings at one time or another. If that's the case, I want to introduce you to a missionary organization here in the United States. I mentioned their name a bit earlier, Mission Projects Incorporated, or as it's better known, MPI. Mission Projects is a member of ASI and has worked in conjunction with local conferences in both Mexico and Belize for 20 years. This group is comprised of volunteers here in the States. Some work right out of their homes for the organization. They direct the overall administration. This allows administrative costs to be held to less than 5%. That's amazingly low. Some contribute financial help, while others travel and work at mission sites in Mexico and Belize. I'd like you to watch this video of missions where MPI is involved. Observe the differences MPI's motto, teaching by example, makes in people's lives. MPI has several areas they stay involved with. This allows volunteers their choice of areas to work in. First, let's look at an outpost near Guadalajara in the Sierra Madre Mountains of western Mexico. The native Huichol Indians are very isolated from all contact with the outside world. Every week when the flying clinic arrives, it carries a doctor and frequently an attending nurse. The doctor's main concern is attending to the overwhelming medical needs of the villagers who arrive from every direction and make their way to the primitive airstrip. Here the native dress of the Indians is brilliantly colored, but does little to hide the severe malnutrition and other disorders encountered. The Huichols are sustained by their annual corn crop. Sadly, it's often the children who suffer the most from this traditional lifestyle. Because it is illegal for visitors to tell of Christ, reaching this roadless area with the message of God's love has been difficult. However, one native left this arid land and received an education at an Adventist academy. He has now returned as an educator sponsored by MPI. He shares his new knowledge of our Creator with his friends and family wherever possible. This spirit of equipping natives to teach others is evidenced throughout all of MPI's mission areas. Colegio Bella Vista, a secondary and nursing school in southern Chiapas, is another example of this spirit. Here students are given the tools which will help them witness to their own people about Christ. They share His love, whether it's through nursing, teaching, or pastoring. In addition to sponsoring the senior pastor, MPI operates a well-monitored student program of aid which assists a large number of students with their education. The assistance students receive is available to those seeking higher education goals at Colegio Linda Vista or Montemorelos University. This makes it possible for students to obtain a better future, which might otherwise have been denied them. At the same time, they're exposed to the extra benefits of a Christian education. This spirit of continued training and education is also found in MPI's intensive lay worker program. All across Chiapas, MPI's lay workers tirelessly spread the good news of God's love and His soon return. Oftentimes, their paths take them over rivers and up steep mountains in the burning sun or torrential downpours of rain. Frequently, on these hikes, a battery-operated TV and VCR or other piece of equipment is packed in. This makes it possible for them to witness with color videos depicting Christ and His love. Though relatively in its infancy, God has worked some exciting miracles through these lay workers, and the program has been extremely successful. Literally thousands of baptisms have been recorded. One lay worker prepared nearly 350 precious souls for baptism in a single year. What a blessing of God. In many villages, such as this one, nearly the whole town has been baptized. The excitement level is always high with the knowledge of God's love for them. These programs are evidence of this fact. They are put on for Sabbath afternoon socialization and continue into the evening as the singing and dramas bring to life the stories that those people are only just now being exposed to from the Bible. The path lay workers take to get to this point with their recruits is far from easy, however. It requires many hours of Bible studies in the people's homes as they work to grasp the simple truth of God's love. The modest pay these workers receive for dedicating their lives to God's work is fully sponsored by MPI.
Through the grace of God and His Holy Spirit, in recent years, 730 souls have been reached. This has been accomplished with the participation of the churches. MPI sent me as an evangelist to this place. And of course, MPI's support makes it possible for us to have our daily sustenance.
After several hours of hiking up and down through spectacular valleys and hills and mountains, you arrive at a small village. It's here that both MPI's goals of educating and evangelizing have come together in one place like no other. San Lorenzo is an extremely remote village, and I mean remote. The high mountains of the northern Chiapas, the landscape of this tropical setting, nothing short of breathtaking. In addition to the banana trees and other tropical fruit groves, a beautiful waterfall cascades through the high mountains. Underground caves similar to small ones here in the U.S. are nearby and can be explored. It is here where a school was founded by Dionisio Lopez, one of MPI's sponsored lay workers. In a school system where the government's teacher is typically gone or drunk 50% of the time, a higher level of education was clearly needed. Construction began using a single chainsaw purchased with MPI's funding. Over the next few months, logs were hewn into planking for the walls and benches of this school. MPI also supplied other necessary building materials to finish the school's construction. This educational facility is fully accredited by both the government and the South Mexico Union. It has grown until now approximately 100 primary and secondary students regularly attend classes taught by Christian teachers. Some of the students walk several miles each day to attend. Many cannot afford the $1 per month tuition, so other arrangements have to be made. However, tuition alone doesn't cover the operating expenses at the facility. Because of this, MPI provides a significant portion of the teachers' salaries. Each student is also involved in a work-study program. This helps students with their tuition, while at the same time keeping the grounds well manicured. Students also have the option of living in the nearby dormitories. The rooms are small, but they're adequate. In the evenings, music can be heard coming from the dorm rooms as the older students enjoy singing to relax. And let me insert, it's not rock music either, but those great spiritual inspirational hymns. A generator purchased by MPI provides electricity for the small campus. Fuel is so precious that this generator is used only in the evenings. Even then, it's only turned on a few nights a week. Despite these inconveniences, the school at San Lorenzo continues to thrive. It proves that God leads in all things and continues to lead in the lives of these young people. Another success story exists in the small Central American country of Belize. Their MPI has a mission hospital and clinic that truly lives up to its name, La Loma Luz, or the light on the hill. Belize, formerly known as British Honduras, is located between Guatemala and Mexico on the Caribbean Sea. The country gained its independence in the early 80s and has changed and grown since that time. It's an inviting location for tourists due to its renowned coral reef, the second largest in the world. Belize also has dense interior jungles which contain many Mayan ruins. There are many exotic birds and animals located here, including the world's largest concentration of jaguars. Now, you've learned something new about Belize today, haven't you? It's on the edge of this jungle, in the city of San Ignacio, that La Loma Luz reaches out to those in need. Each year, several thousand patients seek medical attention at this facility, which is the only private hospital in Belize. In most cases, patients at La Loma Luz go away feeling they've experienced something different. Certainly, a higher quality of care is part of it. The medical staff are very aware of patient needs and continually assess ways to better serve them. The laboratory and X-ray departments are adequate, but constantly need updating. The pharmacy at La Loma Luz is one of the most complete in the entire country of Belize. The newest department to be added is a dental office complete with 2 patient chairs, an X-ray capability, as well as other modern equipment. But perhaps the largest difference is the spiritual connection at La Loma Luz, that touch of Christ's healing love. This spiritual aspect cannot be overlooked. Every element of the hospital is involved in some way. Worship is held the first thing every weekday morning. The doctors have prayer with each of their patients during office visits. God's guidance and wisdom are sought before all operations. La Loma Luz is involved with a medical student missionary program from Loma Linda University. The payoff of involvement in this program is twofold. The clinic obtains the help of extra medical personnel, while the students themselves receive exposure to diseases that only read about in classroom settings.
You see a lot of late-stage progressive disease that hasn't presented before, that I'll probably never see again later on, in the States anyway. It's just been such a different experience in medicine that I'm sure everything I've seen here will stick with me.
The impact La Loma Luz continues to have with its patients is making lasting impressions throughout this small country. Because of this medical influence and an MPI-sponsored Bible worker, 2 or 3 small church groups have been formed in the surrounding area. Volunteers are readily welcomed at La Loma Luz. Medical personnel are always needed and their contributions greatly appreciated. Other volunteer options include building, maintenance, electrical, and plumbing, as well as general housekeeping, cooking, and sewing. La Loma Luz shows its appreciation for your help by furnishing food and lodging while you're there. And of course, the expenses incurred by going are tax deductible. By this time, you've become more familiar with MPI's mission work. If you've been searching for ways to become active in a mission project, to increase your faith and see the work of God firsthand, perhaps MPI is for you. Perhaps it sparks some interest. Of course, your involvement can be as simple as financial contributions. Or you may choose to travel to the mission of your choice and come into contact with many life-changing forces. The people you meet will inspire you in your walk with God and in your dealings with all His children. No matter which of these options you choose, your life will be enriched. All of this will combine to enrich your spiritual life like nothing else can. For more information, or if you'd like to place your name on MPI's mailing list, please contact Mission Projects Incorporated,
Send your request to P.O. Box 1090, Gentry, Arkansas 72734.
You'll be glad you did, friend. And I know for me, it was as a student at Atlantic Union College, when I accepted an invitation to become a student missionary, that my whole view of Adventist missions changed. My whole view of Christ's work changed. Those 3 months that I spent as a student missionary on the Amazon River in Brazil were life-changing. And whether it's a couple days, a week, or a month, or whether it's for 6 months or longer, your involvement firsthand in Christ's mission for the world will make all the difference it did for me, and it can for you.